please hit that subscribe button.
Hey everybody.
Better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody. So we are back again for another episode of Hit or Miss, where I look at NHL teams' first-round draft picks from 2005 through 2015 and determine if each pick is a hit or a miss. Moving on today with the Central Division, we're going to be talking about the Chicago Blackhawks. So before we get started, just have to ask that you please hit that subscribe button if you're new and give this video a like if you haven't already, as those thumbs up really go a long way in helping the channel. But let's get into it here. The Chicago Blackhawks first round pick starting in 2005, where they selected 7th overall in the NHL draft and took right wing Jack Skilly. Now, this pick is a miss, as obviously a top 10 pick. You are looking for a star player who's going to come on and be a very, very impactful player for your team. And Jack Skilly was never really more than a fourth liner in the NHL. He played 368 games in the NHL, scoring 43 goals, 41 assists for 84 points and a minus 52 rating. Obviously, he didn't last all that long in the league and was not a high-level scorer when he was in the league. He was pretty much a bottom six forward for his entire time. He was a very good AHL player and was spent a lot of time in the AHL. But as far as the NHL goes, he was a fourth liner pretty much. And for a 7th overall pick, you are certainly looking for more than a fourth liner. So that pick is a miss. Moving on to 2006, the Blackhawks selected 3rd overall in the 2006 draft. And with that pick, they took center Jonathan Toews. And this one speaks for itself. Obviously, a massive, massive hit here with Jonathan Toews, who has gone on to become a 3-time Stanley Cup champion, one of the best two-way centers of this entire generation, the captain of the team, and still the captain of the Chicago Blackhawks to this day. 943 games played, 345 goals, 470 assists for 815 points. And get this, a plus 193 career rating on his career. Incredible career for Jonathan Toews, one of the best players of this entire generation. Multiple Stanley Cups, captain of the team. It doesn't get any bigger of a hit, no matter where you were drafted, what overall it was. It doesn't get to be a bigger hit than what Jonathan Toews has been for the Blackhawks. But wait, 2007, the Blackhawks now got the 1st overall pick in the NHL draft, drafting 1 overall, and with that, they took right wing Patrick Kane. And Patty Kane, another massive, massive hit, just as big of a hit, if not more, than Toews has been. 3-time Stanley Cup champion as well, still on the Chicago Blackhawks, one of the best offensive producers of this entire generation, 973 games played, 389 goals, 633 assists for 1,022 career points for Patty Kane and a plus 69 rating. Less than 1,000 career games played, already over 1,000 career points. One of the best offensive players of the 2010s. And now into the 2020s in the NHL. Kane has just been absolutely incredible with Chicago, and he and Toews together have formed that dynamic duo that were the foundation for Chicago to go ahead and win 3 Stanley Cups in the 2010s. Obviously, they got great goaltending as well and had Duncan Keith and Brent Seabrook on the back end. So I'm not saying that those two just did it themselves, but Toews and Kane really formed that foundation, at least as far as the forward group goes, for those Stanley Cup winning teams, and have become 2 of the best players in the league. Moving on now to 2008, they selected 11th overall, and with that, they took center Kyle Beach, and that turned out to be a big-time miss, as Beach never played in the NHL, 0 games, 0.0 anything, never touched NHL ice, so that obviously is a huge miss there. 2009, and now this is where we've seen a distinct shift in Chicago, where they were picking early in the draft through the mid-2000s, where they were one of the bottom teams in the league. Now we get to 2009 and they're selecting 28th overall. This is the start. We're starting to shift into being a good team now. And with that 28th overall pick, they took defenseman Dylan Olsen. This, once again, is also a miss, as Olsen only played 124 games in the NHL, scoring 5 goals, 17 assists for 22 points, and a minus 16 rating. Olsen just never really found it at the NHL level, didn't play a lot of games, just never really found a full-time NHL job. So that pick is a miss there. 2010, they selected 24th overall, and with that 24th overall pick, they took center Kevin Hayes. Now, this one is a hit, although Hayes didn't really do much, do anything with Chicago at the NHL level. He really broke out with the New York Rangers and now is with the Philadelphia Flyers. But Hayes has become a very solid second-line center in the NHL. He's played 450 games, scoring 115 goals, 155 assists for 270 points, and a plus 22 rating. This past season, he had a great season in his first year with Philadelphia. Hayes has become a really strong second-line center over the past couple years. And, that pick was definitely a hit. Although Chicago didn't necessarily reap the rewards of that pick, it was still a good pick at 24 overall, and that one is a hit. In 2011, the Blackhawks had 2 picks in the first round. The first one coming 18th overall, where they took forward Mark McNeil. And that pick has turned out to certainly be a miss, as Mark McNeil only ever played 2 games in the NHL, scoring no goals, no points, and a minus 1 rating. Spent a lot more time down in the AHL. Was actually a pretty good AHL player, but never, made that jump to the NHL. So that one is a miss. And then they picked again at 26th overall and took forward Phillip Danault. And this one is a hit, as Phillip Danault, now with the Montreal Canadiens, has come on to be a pretty darn good top 6 forward for Montreal. This is another one where Chicago didn't really benefit or reap the rewards of this hit of a pick, but other teams have, and Danault has turned out to be a pretty good player, playing 339 games in the NHL, scoring 50 goals, 125 assists for 175 points and a plus 35 rating. And like I said, it was a little slow to start his career, but over the past 2-3 seasons, he's become a really solid top 6 player for the Montreal Canadiens. So Danault is definitely a hit. Moving on now to 2012, they selected 18th overall, and with that pick, they took left wing Teuvo Teravainen. And this pick, if you follow the NHL at all, is absolutely a hit, as Teravainen, now with the Carolina Hurricanes, has become a big-time scorer and point producer for Carolina and one of their best wingers in their top 6. Huge hit here, 428 games played, 91 career goals, 198 career assists for 289 points, and a plus 54 rating. Really, really good, solid scorer for Carolina now, and that pick's absolutely a hit. 2013, they selected 30th overall. And with that pick, they took right wing Ryan Hartman. And this, once again, is a hit, as Ryan Hartman, who has bounced around played for a number of different teams, including Chicago, Nashville, Philadelphia, and now Minnesota. He's become a pretty darn good 4th-line winger in the NHL. And if this was a top 15 pick, I would not be saying hit here. But this was 30th overall in 2013. And this was a late first-round pick. And he's turned into a very solid, effective, good bottom 6 winger. Physical, can chip in a little bit offensively. He's got 314 games played, 51 goals, 58 assists for 109 points, and a plus 17 rating. He's become a very solid bottom 6 winger in the NHL who can help the team in a lot of different ways, both scoring and physically. That pick's absolutely a hit in my mind for a late first-round draft pick. Hartman's still young, too, and he's putting a pretty good career together so far. 2014, they selected 20th overall. And with that pick, they took center Nick Schmaltz, who now with the Arizona Coyotes has really broken out into being a very, very good top 6 center in the NHL. This pick is once again a hit. As of now, 249 career games played, 45 goals, 105 assists for 150 career points in about 250 career games, and a plus 2 rating. The last 2 seasons, Schmaltz has been really, really good. He's now with Arizona, past 3 seasons, excuse me, because he had that full year in Chicago. He was really good. Then the year he was traded, and now is in Arizona for his full season. He's become a really, really solid top 6 center, and he's still young and still can continue to get better and continue to grow even more. So Nick Schmaltz is absolutely a hit there at 20th overall. And that brings us to 2015, where Chicago did not have a first-round pick. So there's obviously nothing to talk about, and that's going to do it for this video, guys. So there it is. I mean, we saw some misses in there, but obviously some massive hits as well. Taves and Kane, huge hits there. Teravainen, Kevin Hayes, Nick Schmaltz, Ryan Hartman. We saw a lot of hits in there as well. So pretty good drafting overall by Chicago during this time span. So that's going to do it for this one, guys. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below if you'd like to further support the channel. The links to our merchandise store and Patreon are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.